Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to JTH Construction Studio. This is Porch Time, and we have a fabulous show tonight. Some huge news, some information about the coming eclipse. But first, what's up, Jeff? Hello, CB. Again, thank you to JTH Construction Studio, 765-913-8599 for all your construction needs. Hello, Tori. Hello, Mike. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr. 1-877-409-2837. Fathom Real Estate, Teresa Mesmer. Get hold of Teresa for all your real estate needs. 765-341-8911. Wellspring, Bob Gooderman and his group, 765-346-6661. Thought I heard somebody jingling a bell, and I was like, my bells ain't.
No,
and
just
I
your
do
dog.
look on my doors handles, though. That's what I thought I heard. Hello, Betty. Hello, Melissa. Stids Comfort System. Give Caleb Stidd a call at 765-346-0195. Livewire Electrical Consulting with Tommy Walls, 765-792-4012. Wayman's Furniture Appliance and Mattress, 765-342-4339. The Yard Barber with Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Logan's Cosmos. Hello, Susan. 765-318-3388. And don't forget Hometown Nutrition. Martinsville, 765-315-0738. Yogi, what are you doing making noise tonight, bud? You know it's hush in here. Protein shakes, boosted teas, iced coffee, and smoothies. Drink Creek, Cedar Creek, the 26th. Two outstanding bands, Wombly's Rock Orchestra and Made in America. It's a Toby Keith tribute band. We will be there tomorrow night in studio. How you doing, Susan? Tomorrow night in studio. Finally have a moment to get on. I know. I'm happy to see you on. Hey, you don't get on very often. You're a busy lady. Tomorrow night in studio, the boys will be in. We'll do the NFL and college preview. And Friday night, Corey and I will be in Bloomington, and we'll be in the stands. And I'm just telling you that's how it's going to go. And that's all I'm saying. But we're going to be in the stands with the Martinsville guys. So we're going to have fun with that. Unless it's 200 degrees, then I'm not going. So, all right. Joining us, there's Steve Leday right there. Joining us in studio.
Oh, Steve. Hi, Steve. We know Steve.
We know Steve. The one and only Abby Worth. She works for EMA. An EOC manager or something of that nature.
That works.
We'll go with that.
That works.
All right. How you doing, Abby?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I sat in one of your meetings last week.
Yes.
Or was it this week?
No, last Friday.
Last Friday we had a meeting. Right. Yeah, that's because I had to go. I went from there to the hospital with Shelby.
Yep.
Had a meeting on this coming eclipse. First, tell us a little bit. Okay, first, how long have you been in EMA?
Been with EMA since the start of the year. So
But
about
you've worked
9 months now.
But you've worked basically in the field for a long time, right?
Yeah, so I've done public safety for 10 years.
Yeah.
Almost. We're getting close. Closer than I think I want to admit.
Right. Okay, so you had a meeting. That was the second. No, it was the first.
It's Friday.
I mean, I'm just saying it was the first meeting that you've had.
No, we've had a lot of meetings. We've started. So
why didn't you tell me?
Well,
all of them weren't open to the public like that.
Some
Yeah.
Some of them. That was the first big presentation that we had done regarding the solar eclipse. But as a county, we've been working on it since April or May, if not a little bit earlier.
You contacted me in May, and we discussed it.
Yep.
All right. In a nutshell, tell everybody first what's going on, the date, time, and then we'll go off of that.
Okay, so next April the 8th, which is a Monday at approximately 3:05, I believe. 3:05 or 3:08, but I'm leaning towards 3:05. There is a total solar eclipse moving from southwestern Indiana through to northeastern Indiana. So
from Evansville
right
up to the corner
Morgan
of the
County.
state. Yeah.
Yep, just about.
And you guys took information from around the country in towns our size, similar shape, and form for the last solar eclipse that came through.
Yep. So we have talked with several different types of agencies, so EMAs, parks departments, from cities affected in the 2017 total solar eclipse, and used their information to kind of start preparing Morgan County through plans and what to anticipate, what we can start figuring, so that we can get ready for 2024.
Now, what is the zone called that's in total darkness? I know what it is.
The totality zone?
That's got to be somebody. We're going to call that the totality zone. I knew what it was.
Yeah.
We've discussed it, but I'm just like, that's a made up word.
It's
Somebody just said, we can't call it the dark zone. We'll call it the totality zone.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's hilarious.
That's what we are, in the totality zone, but we are also the third longest totality length, I believe, for the state. So Morgan County specifically is like 4 minutes and 3-ish seconds, varying just a little bit throughout the county. But we are one of the longest times of totality this time around.
Okay, explain to the people at home that haven't been to your meetings.
Yeah.
What has happened in these little small communities like Morgan County has across the country when these things hit. And this time, so much more has been said about this one because they've had time to prepare.
Yeah, so basically what happens, and what has happened historically is probably a better place to start, but you've got your diehard solar eclipse viewers that want to see it every single time, and then you've got people that hear about it and decide that they want to go see it. So you get a very large influx of people. This is a pretty special thing. It's not something that happens all the time. So you get people that want to travel to view it, and they try and find the longer duration places to watch it happen.
These people not work. Anyway,
this is special. No, and this one is a much bigger deal because in 2017 it went through just south of Indiana. So think like Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina,
Texas,
the Carolinas. Yeah. So there are a lot of people that watched it then that are going to be traveling up to Indiana to view it a second time. But then there are also people that worked through it the first time in those states that are bummed they missed it and heard how cool it was, so they're coming up.
One reason why this one's going to be so much bigger, when's the next one?
Believe the next one that is viewable, truly viewable in Indiana is not until 2099.
Yeah. So that's one reason why everybody's amped.
Yeah.
Okay, explain to them the influx of folks and what went on.
Yeah. So the best place that we can kind of compare it to, what to anticipate in Morgan County is really out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and that general area.
What's up, Keaton?
Kind of for scale, Hopkinsville, Kentucky has about 30,000 people in a normal day, 30,000 residents. So when they had the solar eclipse move through in 2017, they had several kind of check-in locations that people were stopping in to either get supplies or set up camp, hotel space. And in their city specifically, they had over 120,000 visitors for that weekend, as well as a large influx of people that came in Monday morning that they do not have exact number
so you're
record
talking
on.
150,000 people
Potentially.
flushed into a city of 30,000.
Yep. And
so that would spell complete chaos and havoc for a town of 12,000 people.
There's a lot to take in, for sure.
That's why you guys are planning.
Yep. That is why we are taking this so seriously. And a lot of it is that the other counties near us are also in prime locations. So we have to kind of plan for not just the weekend before, but also everyone passing through our county either to get to their viewing location or to go home. But we also have 69 now, which is what Hopkinsville had. So they are also right off of 69.
Super.
Yep. And we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to
you
plan
got internet,
for.
you got interstate access.
Yep.
You're in the totality zone.
Yep.
And you're a small community, you don't have a big city lights you have to worry about kicking on or anything like that.
Right.
And so they're going to pour in.
And we're also very close to state parks.
Yes.
So
one thing that caught me off was just like, I never thought of that. You said down in Kentucky that people were just like 3 days in advance pulling over into farmers' fields, setting up shop and saying, hey, we're camping here till after it's over.
Yeah. So more so that happened kind of like Sunday in the overnight time frame. So farmers were waking up Monday morning to hordes of people in their farmland with no idea what was going on or why they were all there. So it's definitely, there's a lot of potential for a lot of stuff to happen if you've got big open spaces.
Prepare for it.
Yeah, definitely.
I see an opportunity.
Prepare.
I spoke up at that meeting and said I see an opportunity where you could have one hell of a show, because they are talking about, are they doing it the day of or Saturday?
I believe so. I believe Martinsville, and don't quote me on this one.
I'll quote you
on live if I get this wrong. That's embarrassing. They are planning something for the weekend to kind of help entertain people that are coming here anyway.
Right.
And then Mooresville is also doing their,
but that's their bicentennial.
200. Right. They're doing their bicentennial
so what timing
weekend
of that?
festival. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's wild. Now, Hopkinsville did something similar. Mm-hmm. So they have a yearly festival somewhere in their city, and they kind of did what Mooresville did, but Mooresville's was pre-planned. They moved their festival to the weekend of the eclipse so that people coming in would have stuff to do. But
so they did adjust to match the dates.
They adjusted to accommodate the people that were coming anyway.
Okay.
So they saw the indication that a ton of people were coming and decided that they would maneuver things around to better accommodate and not have people just kind of wandering through with nothing to do.
For those that are sitting at home like I was when I first heard this, I was like, yes, it's not real. Are there any hotels available that week down in Bloomington?
Bloomington is out of hotels. So Monroe County, from what we have heard in state meetings, counties all around us are sold out of
already sold out
hotels primarily.
What about the parks?
State parks are sold out of hotels.
During that event.
Yep, during that event. They have not opened their camping yet, so they have a certain time frame that they will open camping. But there are hundreds of people calling these state parks every day, trying to be the first one on the list. And I know Visit Morgan County is starting to get calls already asking if Morgan County specifically has camping available.
I'll rent my yard out. I'll spray paint it off and be like... So we're going to get inundated with people for 2 to 3 days prior to for a 4-minute event.
Yep. So they're looking again at historical data because that's all that we can go off of.
Right.
People,
there's no...
Yeah. People are going to start rolling in on Friday. And as soon as this eclipse is done, they're out of here. So very, very few people stick around.
And we're going to get to the traffic leaving in a moment.
Yeah.
But so far, there's going to be businesses going to be shut down or leaving early.
Mm-hmm.
We already know this.
Yep.
School situation?
I believe that the schools have gone ahead and announced an e-learning day because of what we were getting ready to talk about, which is the traffic. Yeah. But to kind of hit on that, because I know there's been a lot of questions, and I'll touch on it briefly and we can dive in more later, but all of the cities that have been affected, small cities, large cities, are looking at, in the past, normally what would be a 2-hour drive is taking 6 to 8 hours. They've had counties that are gridlocked for 3 to 5, if not longer. So the concern that the schools were having was school lets out right around 3. We can't have kids on buses right now while there's an eclipse going on.
Right.
And then we start trying to get them home and they're stuck in traffic with no bathrooms, potentially no phones, no water, no dinner, so...
Yeah, for 5 hours, kids on a bus.
Right.
The lawsuits would pour in.
Right. So...
And I can understand it. So that's a good move by the school district to do that.
For sure.
Yes, we have.
Thanks, Susan.
Yes, we have to what, though?
I believe she's saying the schools.
Okay.
I believe she's confirming.
Oh, thank you, Susan. I was like, wait a minute, I saw yes, we have.
If not, that's what I'm going to go with.
Right. Abby's confirming it tonight, so.
No.
So, we all know our community pretty well, and we've only got, now we have a lot of exit ramps. We have an e-learning day. There's Shauna. Hello,
yep.
Shauna. But there's really only 2 to 3 major roads in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not very accommodating as far as major traffic. The fair about shuts us down. That's correct. Thanks, Susan. On Demolition Derby night, it about shuts down the east side of the city.
Right.
Now you're talking, let's say Martinsville gets 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Pouring in over a 3 to 4 day period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's over. Then they're all going to want to go.
Yeah. Not
counting those of us that want to check it out.
Right.
And might be at the park or at the fairgrounds or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a mess.
Right. Yep. And a lot of it as well that you have to take into consideration is, we've all been on road trips. What happens when there's a wreck on an interstate, right? Waze, Apple, Google Maps, everybody reroutes you to the next closest route. So then you're looking at side roads that are getting backed up, or the 252s, the 144s, roads like that.
Being in the
and
center
then
part
it
of the
goes
state,
even further.
Everybody around is coming and going to wherever their destination is for this event.
Exactly.
They're going to drive right past us. There's only 2 thoroughfares to the southern part of Indiana, 67 or 69.
Mm-hmm.
And they both come through us.
Right.
Scary stuff.
Lots of traffic.
I can't wait for that. I'll either stay at work in Avon all day or just call in sick that day. I haven't decided yet. So I'll probably be here because there's some things that I would love to do myself. When we've talked, I would love to have an event the day of and do something. And I mentioned the fairgrounds. You can put 20,000 people in the fairgrounds. We know that. We can put 12 in that field.
Yeah.
And you can have a good time, make a lot of money, and showcase our community.
Yep. But there are a lot of places that are looking at doing things. I do believe Cedar Creek has announced that they're going to be holding an event that day, as well as some options in Mooresville and potentially other options throughout the Martinsville space.
Well, if I have to do it myself, I will put it in somehow. Done it before. How exciting to show! Exactly.
Absolutely.
That is exactly what I said. Susan should have been at that meeting with me. She could have sat right there, because everybody else was like, "This is going to be terrible traffic," and it's going to happen. No matter how much you complain about it and not want it, it is going to happen. We are going to be. I'm not saying there's going to be 100,000. I'm saying there's going to be 5,000, but there's going to be a large amount of humans. There you go, Susan. There's going to be a large amount of humans come into our city, our county, our area.
Yeah.
Over what day is it?
April 8th. So it's a Monday.
So you're talking like the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe before.
Yeah.
Start trickling in. And that's when it's going to start getting. But I mean, just like you said in the meeting, you got to plan ahead. You can't run to Kroger that night.
Right.
Because it's going to be packed everywhere you go.
Yeah. No, and there's pros and cons. Absolutely. It's going to happen. Whether we want it to happen or not, it'll be a good thing for the county. It'll get us, good exposure. We've got a lot of things planned. We've got a lot of things going on, and a lot of people that get to come and visit for the first time, hopefully. But there is, especially from...
It's saying I don't like traffic.
Yeah, there will be traffic. And there will be people. But getting prepared as a community just for your household is super important. Stocking up on the groceries that you're going to need maybe Wednesday or Thursday ahead of time. Any over-the-counter meds that you need. Gas for your vehicles or fuel if you're diesel. Anything that you can do to have ahead of time and get you through that weekend is going to be
There we go.
very helpful.
We're going to have a birthday party for Corey at the fairgrounds for his 50th, and we're going to have a massive party.
Maybe that's what this is. The moon and the sun knew, Corey, that you were having a big birthday.
The big 5-0. Look at that. That's hilarious. I didn't even know that.
That is funny.
My only concern, and I didn't say anything at the meeting, but I was sitting there thinking, if you've got Morgan Street shut down out to 44, and you've got 252 shut down, I'm talking heavy traffic, and you've got Ohio Street backed up, and you've got the bypass backed up, and I'm assuming everybody's going south. For some reason in my mind, everybody's going south and not west, which it could be. The bypass could be too.
Yeah.
And God forbid something happens where LEO's got to make a run or FD's got to make a run to get out to the outer edges of the community. That's where it's going to be dangerous.
There are
they going to plan ahead?
A lot of plans in play.
I love it.
We are doing.
I'm not the first idiot that thought of this.
That's okay. No, we are working with a lot of different agencies and a lot of different agency types, honestly, to make
Bringing in
sure that
others.
we can assist people from across the board.
Not against
And through business, public safety, local government, all of the different organizations we're having meetings with to work on how we can coordinate the most smooth.
Are you bringing in any help from counties not affected in the totality zone? Possibly.
There's there. Oh gosh, the fly is distracting my train of thought. A lot of resources are not going to be available. So we're working on building plans for what we know that we have available and working from there if we need to.
Okay. It's going to be interesting. What's the one thing that concerns you? I mean, you're the expert.
Yeah, I mean, lightly expert. Don't give me too many credit.
You went to places and sat in meetings and Zoom calls, I'm sure, and all sorts of exciting, fun stuff.
Sure. I think that the biggest thing, honestly, is that it's not lost on me that this sounds a little unrealistic or this sounds far-fetched and, you know, a lot of, well, what if there's an overcast day, or what if these people come here and they can't view the eclipse here.
So we're praying for rain.
They're gonna come regardless. I think that the most important thing to kind of answer that question is just that, yes, it sounds a little crazy, but when we look at, again, historical data, counties and towns like ours that have already been affected, that we do take it seriously. And I will give credit where credit is due. All of our public safety has been phenomenal about planning early. Martinsville government, Mooresville government, everybody is pulling together. We are all hands on deck to make this happen.
That's going to affect everybody in the county.
Yeah, it's been really great to watch everybody come together and work together to iron out as many details as we can and coordinate as best as we can. But from your viewers' perspective is probably what they care about the most. Do take it seriously. Do the things to get yourselves ready for the influx of people. You know, there may not be restaurant seating available, so have food at home to make if you need it. Right. You know, just the little things that you can do to prepare. Right.
Saturday, Sunday night, Monday night.
Yeah. Yeah, the things that you can do to get ready. You got a birthday party
scheduled or something. When you kicked, I'm sure it's going to be overwhelming, but I hope the community will be welcome. I agree 100%, Susan. That was my first thought.
Yep.
When you kicked it to me, when you contacted me and said, hey, we've got something coming up, and I'm like half listening when you said Eclipse, and I was like,
sure.
Abby, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
2024, I don't even know what I'm doing next week.
Right.
You know, and I'm worried about Halloween and Christmas and Labor Day and New Year's. And but you shot that to me, and then you reshot it to me, and the second time it kind of hit home, and I was like, wait a minute.
For sure.
And then you had more information, and you kept coming at me harder and harder. I was like, okay, I'm listening. What are we doing?
It's real.
So when you talked about Kentucky and Texas and other places around the country that have been through this, and it was a mess.
Yeah.
What was the drive time from Louisville to Indianapolis? After the one
over 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. They got stuck in traffic leaving Louisville.
Just to get back. And those were, so the state of Indiana saw this coming.
DNR.
They knew, that we were going to experience it in 24. So DNR and potentially other agencies, but I know DNR for sure sent some people down, or their officers requested to go down and be a part of it so that they could learn from it. And the trip down took 3-ish hours. Coming back home, they were over 8 hours just from Louisville to Indianapolis.
For 4 minutes. 4 minutes of total darkness.
Yep. And what we also, I don't know that I have hit on it enough, but in Hopkinsville, or the last eclipse, the longest durations were 2.5 minutes. So this one in particular is incredibly unique because we have 4 minutes.
We're doubling.
We have a much longer than normal totality time. So again, the driver for people to come and be a part of this is wild.
You know, we're just bored as a society for people to come chase an eclipse. That's my thought. But you know what? The eclipse over time if you look back to the history books, it's been signs and it's been
Yeah.
the words of gods and that, you know, all sorts of...
Could you imagine the first eclipse?
Oh, I know. People...
They had no idea.
Freaked out. You know, but now we've got a little bit better grasp on things.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's fascinating that we're having to do this. And you made a statement at the event. They're not just coming from Indiana and Kentucky.
Right.
They're coming from all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And luckily, there was someone at that chamber meeting that was a resident of Hopkinsville, I believe, or that had gone down for it. But they kind of confirmed that people from across the world were coming over to watch this happen.
In Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
In Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
To watch 2 Minutes of Darkness.
Yep.
When you can get a whole 8 hours of that at night, any night of the week. But it's not an eclipse.
It's not an eclipse.
Now, we run our motor home and have already that request that weekend and come in. But I told them I'm not around. Sheila, that's there are options, that's for sure. I'm trying to figure out glasses. If you want to view it.
Yep.
Do we get them from you guys or tell it? I'm not saying you guys sell them, but they've got to be a special brand or you'll fry your eyeballs. And your eyes will just melt out of your face, right?
Yep. So, well, something of the sort.
That's the way they made it sound as kids. Don't look, your eyes will melt.
Yeah, there are very specific types of glasses that you want, and I know it's IN something, but you can look up NASA approved solar eclipse glasses and it will give you the exact code or acronym that you're looking for. But yeah, you want to be very careful, not just for yourselves, but if you're looking at handing glasses out or branding glasses for your company, your business, and selling them, please make sure that they're real and not 50 cent
will happen.
Temu eclipse glasses. There are specific glasses that we want.
Time 3D glasses, black, the white, the red, and the blue, and then be like, when it gets dark out, look up there, and their eyes will melt. No, we don't want to do that.
No, don't do that. Please don't do that.
But I mean, that's a risk.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a bunch of people. Last thing you want is a bunch of people with their eyesight tore up, trying to drive out of an area they've never known. I worry the interstate is going to be jam packed. And then the side roads are going to be jam-packed, getting to and from the interstate.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably worst case is Monday night. And then after that, we got to get up and all go to work on Tuesday anyway. But I think Monday around here from 3:15-ish on, it's going to be like the fall foliage as the parade ends. And everybody just goes, boo.
Probably
times
like
200,
yeah, I was gonna say probably 1,000 times that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of patience. Yeah. Patience is gonna be a big one. Or if you're local, just hang out in your yard and watch it from there. No, go partake in it. It'll be fun. It'll be an experience. But know that it may take 45 minutes to get across town. Worst case scenario. There's going to be a lot of traffic.
I'm saying it could be worse than that. 45 minutes doesn't seem like a long time.
Yeah.
But when you're only driving, what's the width of our city? 2.5 miles? 3 miles?
Right.
Yeah, that's putting. I'm saying I want food trucks. I want some music, and it don't matter if the music's any good or not. At the fairgrounds, you promote it starting in January. The fairgrounds should have designated camping spots for campers and stuff like that. And it would be phenomenal.
There are a lot of plans
but
being
not
laid.
Like that. Not like that. I know better.
There are plenty of plans. No, we're all working on getting some options and figuring out
as soon as we get off
how
this,
to make
I'm
this
rolling on a concert. I'm telling you right now, I'm doing something. Maybe not a concert, but something. Just a eclipse party. Why not? It only happens once every
millennium. You could open this room.
No, this is too small. If you're getting that many people coming in, the largest, clearest area we have in this community, minus the school system, which I'd be curious if they don't kind of chain link fence that off, because that'd be a good area to throw a tent and camp.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their plan is.
That, the Walmart area, and the fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you got the parking lot at Marsh. I'd rent I'd have paint here, 301, 302, 303. That's, hang on, I have to take. I'm on air. Oh. No, I'm on air right now with Abby Worth from EMA talking about the Eclipse. You should have came in with us. I will. Mr. Timothy Wayne.
No.
He said, well, I would have. Hello, everyone. That's what he said. I see an opportunity for a community. And I see an opportunity for some people to make some money. And I hate saying it that way, but if you're going to come in our town and view this, we have every right to make some cash off of it, correct? Everybody else is going to do it. There are plans, I know. She won't tell me what the plans are.
Some things are way out. I just do emergency management. I'm just here to make sure everybody has the resources
here, she's going to tell me what these plans are. I'm telling you now.
No, I do think, though, that if you are a local business that normally closes on Sundays, maybe reconsider your hours, because they're definitely...
Could you imagine having a breakfast truck or a breakfast setup and announce that for Sunday and Monday? You would rake. And I'm just talking scrambled eggs and bacon or something simple. Yeah. Because around here, you got normally come and get it's closed on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Indy's is packed anyway. Forky's is non-existent.
Right.
Local grind's open.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Indy's and local grind.
Yeah.
Everybody eats breakfast.
Yeah.
Normally any time of the day. And I'm just saying.
Breakfast for dinner. That's what they should do.
That is. I can make a mean biscuits and gravy. I can give you that. But I mean, I think that there's a lot of opportunities for our community. I mentioned this at the meeting, and I had people turn at me and looking like I was Satan when I said it. But I'm like, dude, why is it got to be a negative? It's going to be miserable anyway.
Yeah.
Make it a positive.
I think that a lot of people at this point are just trying to take it all in and wrap their heads around it. But yeah, and one big
That's
thing.
true. I've known since May that it's going to be hectic and chaos.
No, I think that a lot of people are trying to figure it out at this point, which, of course, it's kind of a wild thing to think about. But to your point, grab and go is an amazing option. And that is what a lot of these other towns have mentioned for the restaurants that are here. Think about your grab and go, because you're going to have way too many people to try and sit down and feed.
Steve.
So grab and go options.
Take it to wherever you're camped out.
Yep.
But if I can shoot
give them something on the road
and a sandwich or a thing of scrambled eggs, dude, I'm telling you, there's some cash to be made, folks.
Plenty of options. No, there's lots of things.
There you go, Susan.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody's a pet lover. I always make that joke. I said, you could do a show on pets and you'd have 200. I'm going to offer my yard up to campers. Monty, I'll paint my yard out there. You could do a show on pets and you get 200 people.
Yeah.
Because people love pets.
For sure.
You could have a big sign along the highway. Support Morgan County Humane Society, donate here.
Yeah.
The bucket will be filled by the end of the week.
Yeah. There are a lot of options and opportunities based on what your interest levels are. But reaching out to the Chamber of Commerce or visit Morgan County if you're wanting to do things so that people are pulling it online and seeing that that's happening is always a good plan. I like the word plan these days.
You're trying to specifically direct me, and you know how we operate here. You've been involved how we do things here. Oh, we're going to do this. This is what's happening. And we're going to go on social media and blast it to 13 different sites.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, if you're doing it, get it out there that you're doing it.
I know. It's just the Mooresville thing is putting. Oh, he's back.
It's a big fly too.
Not I am the greatest fly killer around. I didn't kill the fly. Sorry, folks, but he's not with us.
He's napping.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I lost my. The Mooresville thing is kind of drawing a lot of interest.
Yeah.
And people are. It's the weekend. They're going to do it there. That's where we're going to be. Blah 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 blah. I've been told that a bunch. No, we're doing the Mooresville Bicentennial. I'm like, I love Mooresville. I love the county. Happy for them. They're having a bicentennial. But I'm talking about Martinsville, and I'm talking about Sunday, Monday. You could have something going on. You could have something going on all day Monday. None of us are going to be at work. I mean, you're not going to be able to do business as usual around here unless you want to leave at noon.
Yeah.
So start it at noon if you want. I don't care. But I know Abby's like, get off this, Kevin.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know that they're all trying to figure it out. Making plans.
We need to have a meeting. Do I have to set up a town hall? Is that what we need to do?
They're starting to get meetings put together, and there are meetings monthly that EMA is holding.
She's on the right wavelength.
To get people in.
Monty's on the right wavelength.
Have a market downtown with vendors.
I wouldn't put it downtown. Too crowded. Put it at the fairgrounds and funnel them in there. You can charge for parking. You can charge for camping. You can have food trucks. You can have 2 cattle barns full of vendors.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Anyway.
There will be more information as we move through.
You're coming on the show how many more times between now and go time?
Hopefully several.
Yeah.
So that we can have some more info.
Right.
To put out there.
There's a lot of moving parts to this. There's a lot of people involved.
There's so many moving parts, and again, the amount of people behind the scenes that are working to start making this happen and start coordinating and getting prepared is incredible. That is one thing this year has shown more than anything Morgan County's ability to work together. Between solar eclipse and tornado, and it's been really cool to witness that happening. April 8th. 2024.
April 8th, but the build up from like the 4th on.
So you're looking like Friday,
Saturday,
evening,
Sunday, Monday.
Yep, into Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, especially
potentially Tuesday, but not a lot of people are going to stick around, more than likely.
Because it's the beginning of the week, and they're going to leave it. They're going to come at the end of the week, and then they're going to be here until it hits, and then once it passes, they're going to get on the road and try to head out.
Yeah.
And that's where it's going to be chaos. I don't know, Abby.
Lots of time in the car. Maybe make a good playlist. Maybe that's a good check mark to add to my community preparedness. What should you do? You should go grocery shopping early.
I'll be live. I will be live.
You should fill up your cars.
Porch time.
You should, get a really good playlist going.
I'll get Haggart and his drone, and he will have communication with me, and we'll run traffic right through here. And we'll be like, hey, we got backups over here, and here. And because he's constantly wanting to do stuff with us anyway, and he's a good kid, and he has excellent drone service.
Oh, nice.
So that's one thing we will do.
Yeah.
Unless I'm at a party somewhere, and then all bets are off. So 4 minutes.
4 minutes. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the actual time? Isn't it like 4 minutes and 8 seconds?
I want to say the longest in Morgan County is about 4 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But the longest in the state is 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Yeah. So we are not far behind at all.
We're almost there.
Yep.
Any chance this could fluctuate, or is this set in stone?
Which part?
Time-wise. I know the moon and the sun travel a pretty good same.
Time is pretty well confirmed. Okay. Date, super confirmed.
I'm talking the zone that we're in. It could shift maybe. Could we be off by 10 miles, 15 miles?
It's probably pretty solid.
You got some scientist somewhere way up the food chain.
NASA, so they did have someone from NASA.
That's what I was working
at at the Chamber of Commerce, and that is still posted on the Chamber of Commerce website if you would like to check it out. But he has essentially confirmed that this is where we're
this
headed.
just isn't me and Abby and Hannah looking at the globe and spinning it.
No, there are
people high up
so
the food
many.
chain that have tracked this for years and decades and said, okay, here's the next one.
Yeah. They have a book, like a map book, indicating the 2024 eclipse path through the entire country.
That's how they know the next one's going to be at 2099.
Yeah. Yep.
They have a book.
They're prepared.
They have a book.
They've got a book.
By God, folks, they got a book.
I didn't realize, honestly, that they had a map book. Somebody pulled it out the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that is interesting."
Right.
I mean, they've got this figured out. They've got it figured out.
So we'll start buying toilet paper off the shelves and everything else now. And
no, don't do that. Don't do that. This is not mass chaos.
That's coming too, but anyway, we can't talk about that.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, we will stay on top of this.
Yeah.
You already know, just send me any information you can and we'll get it on the site.
For sure.
And we will have you and maybe others keep coming in every couple of months or so, and then go from there. And then when you get something solid, when I get something solid, this is something that we're going to do, I will let you know.
Perfect. Perfect.
That we will be doing this. She loves me. There's Angela. Abby used to help, has helped in our events before, many times, many years ago.
Quite a few.
So she's been a Porch Time OG for a while. And,
I am still an administrator.
Right.
If you take that away after today, after I've admitted that, I'm going to be sad
about that.
But I am still in charge.
I keep waiting for you guys to boot me and change it all. And I'm
gosh.
If you do that, I'm gone. I'll go back and delete the whole freaking thing. I've threatened that a couple times just to stir the pot.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What was I going to say? Yeah, but one thing I want to say about you, very proud of you. I've known you a very long time.
Thank you.
You've come a very long way. Sometimes tough roads, like all of us, but you've persevered and you're in a very comfortable spot now. And I think you're in a good spot for you. And you've enjoyed this, and I know you do.
It's a lot of fun.
And you get in, and we're going to have the largest eclipse in the history of our state.
This has been a big year, a big welcome year.
Direct path, Anthony. Possibly an influx of 100,000 people in the Morgan County area. They've taken prior eclipses, one of the most recent one, and cities our size, similar shape and form, and they had 120,000.
Yep.
And this one's even, and they sat on I-69, and they were a community our size, and it's going to be chaotic. Schools already has an e-learning day that day. They've already stated that. Mm-hmm. And some businesses already said they're just not going to open that day because getting home that night will be a nightmare.
Right.
And if you have land, start advertising for. I mean, just like the one lady said, she's already gotten calls to rent her camper.
Yeah. No, there are people
hotels
that
are packed
have,
in Bloomington.
Yeah, been planning just this trip for a long time already.
Right.
So, but we are in the direct totality path, and we are smack dab in the middle of it.
That's crazy. From the southwest corner of the state to the northeast corner of the state, and it goes right over us. We're in the longest duration, one of the longest duration zones for darkness, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens around here. Monday night's going to be a mess. People leaving. That's a good thing. The school's not going to be trying to let out at that point in time.
Mondays,
no way.
Right? The traffic will be
even if you throw
intense.
5,000 people into this community, it's a mess. Like I said, tractor pull and demolition derby during the fair, it's a mess. Let me just hang on. Yeah, the demolition derby, after it's over, it's a mess on that side of town.
Yeah.
So, you can only imagine put 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people in a 5-mile radius for a community, and it's going to be a nightmare. Where are they advertising?
So there are information is starting to come out on the Martinsville Chamber of Commerce website. I know Mooresville has a bicentennial website, as well as Facebook pages for both that are starting to put information out there. Additionally, Visit Morgan County has information that is starting to roll out. I know Cedar Creek is working on some events.
Monty, I have a plan.
We love plans.
Don't jump on anything yet. I have a plan.
There are some communication options available. So Morgan County EMA through our WIN system has a sign up. If you would like to be a part of solar eclipse notifications, you can go to our Facebook page. It should be a pinned post. If not, I will go pin it in the next whenever this is done. Martinsville is using their rave system, their rave alerting system, for some solar eclipse information as we get closer to the event. And then we've got, I know newspapers are looking to start pushing out some information as we get closer, as well as a lot of Steve's got me messed up. A lot of other ways of communication as we get closer to the event. And yes, Steve is correct. We are working on getting an AM radio station that will have some information that day for travel and other information.
Time out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go devil's advocate here. The percentage of actual radio users is an all-time low since the radio began.
Yes.
B,
maybe. I don't know that to be data.
No one listens to AM radio anymore.
So
if you can get it on XM or Sirius,
right,
and then push it through like that, that's one thing. But you're talking straight AM radio, you might as well have me standing on the corner down there screaming, "Hey, it's an eclipse."
It's going
to
be broadcasted. Not broadcasted. It's going to be promoted so that people know if they need information, they can get there. Right. Again, we're working on all of the different options that we can cover realistically and feasibly.
And keep coming into porch time and spreading your information.
We will keep coming to porch time.
Because the first time I heard it, I know there's people out there right now going, "This is BS." 5,000, I bet you it's closer to 20,000. Because
that
that's what they do.
Conservative.
Yeah, even more so.
Yeah, I mean, again, one city the size of Martinsville-ish saw 120,000.
That's crazy. So. And like I said earlier, one of the first things I stated is the hotels in the surrounding counties and in the path of this are already sold out for that entire weekend, days before and the day of.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are preparing, and it's just like, hey, we're going to Florida this year. We're doing this and this. We're going to Central Indiana to watch the eclipse.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. By the hundreds, by the thousands. And this is not a joke. Because like I said, it took me 3 times from you before I took you serious, because I was like, huh? 2024? But yeah, I believe it. I've sat in a couple meetings now.
Yeah.
And I've talked to you off and on, and you send me information, and the more I do some research, and
right,
it's out there too.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
Yeah. There's so much information online about I know somebody pulled up what other states charged for campsites in 2017, and you can still go and see those websites and see what they were charging for campsites. You can go to any of the cities or counties affected websites, social media, if you want to scroll for that long, and very quickly find all of the information about what they anticipated and what they actually experienced and did. There's so much information out there to support everything that we're anticipating. And
this is all for Corey's birthday, correct?
This is all for Corey's birthday.
That is wonderful.
Corey Baker's birthday.
We will have the massive birthday party for Corey Baker during the eclipse.
Yeah, it's gotta be themed. He's got to capitalize on a themed solar system 50th birthday.
What's up, Eddie? I already have a page with the word eclipse in it. So it's already taken. Trust me. I did that in May.
That is the other, for everybody who's looking at being open during this, the more themed solar eclipse things you can provide to these people.
He knows I do. He knows I've got it.
The better. People are loving themes. Mm-hmm. I know Terre Haute is planning.
They're having the total eclipse of the heart theme.
Yeah.
The Bonnie Tyler. But I don't want to go that way. We've already kicked around names and
Morgan
ideas.
County is theme freeing.
I shot you some ideas there for a while. Yeah, but we're planning. We just don't know what we're doing yet.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
I want to take my page that I've set up and tie it with other pages in the direct path, because it's going to be getting dark moving forward. It's not going to be dark across the whole, correct?
That's a good question.
It's not going to be the path of the eclipse is running.
Right. Yeah, it's going.
That is a good question, Kevin.
But I don't know what the separation of time is. I mean, I know it's not all, the entire country is going into an eclipse at 3:05. There's variants, but I don't think that they're crazy spread out.
Unless we're not a globe.
Oh no, I don't want to be in this conversation. I gotta go. We're off. We're off there.
I hope they use smooth water. All right.
I don't know what that meant. Amp. That makes way more sense, Monty. I thought there was like code language that was happening, and you guys had a.
Sometimes you gotta let Monty be Monty.
Secret
and
thing.
I was like, I didn't know if I missed a joke, but I like smooth water. I hope they use amphitheater. They are using that Saturday.
I believe so.
Someone is.
Yep.
Saturday. But Monday's still open. I'm saying. All right. I don't know that. Abby, we will see you soon. You know that. I'll get you back in here.
Of course.
I think we said late November, maybe early December or January.
So I think we're planning to come back a few times. November, I know we're coming in to talk about some winter weather preparedness, probably some eclipse updates in there.
Is that right, the 5th?
Yes, November 5th kicks off Winter Weather Awareness Week.
Don't talk about winter
emergency
until after tomorrow,
world.
Because tomorrow it's like the heat miser out there.
That I will be dreaming of winter tomorrow.
I'm dreaming about
snow.
Right. I messaged Zach. I've got I don't know if you noticed, but we've got a good connection and a good rapport with Indiana storm hunters. And will the Pope be here? I don't know. But he's a good man and he does a good job. And so he's constantly posting the updates on weather.
Yeah.
And when this heat wave hit, I'm like, dude, when's it going to snow? That's all I want to know. This is not chubby guy weather right here. I can't do this.
It's hot.
It's very hot.
It's toasty.
But like I told some people today,
humid.
And I would have hated to play ball in this in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
But somewhere down in Texas right now, there's a room full of 38-year-olds laughing at us because this is normal summer for them.
Right.
And they're used to it.
And
they don't miss a beat. And they go out in it every day. And when we were kids, we lived in Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back, I was like, well, we were always outside. And it's not like it's gotten cooler.
It's a lot different.
And the heat down there kicks.
Yeah.
It kicks hard.
Yeah.
Logan went there to San Antonio a few months ago, earlier in the year. And I told her, I said, you're gonna experience some Texas heat. She's like, oh, it won't be bad. She wasn't there 4 hours and she's texting me. She goes, Dad, this is a different hot. I was like, that's what we're feeling right now. This is like what they get all the time.
Zach was there. Not super long. I mean, sometime this summer.
Yeah.
And he said that you got out of the car and you had to like rush to wherever you were going because your shoes started to get sticky.
Unless you live there.
Yeah.
Just used to
I mean, you're changing clothes
and it's
100
not a
times
dry
a
heat
day.
there. It's a humid heat.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you in November for sure.
Yeah.
Probably in January again for this specific.
Yep.
And then maybe another update before the big show. So I'm excited.
Great. It'll be good.
If you get any updates, let me know. You know that.
Of course.
And we'll share. Then I will keep you informed of what we're doing on other stuff.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions before we get off here for Miss Abby?
I can't advise about the Pope.
No, I can't either. I think it would be, you know what? How far is that off from Easter? Gotta be close. What day is it?
No idea. The 8th?
Look at that. That's going to be interesting. See when this Easter is on 2024. Let's hope it's not the 7th.
Oh, gosh.
Then the Pope may be here.
I should have just Googled that. I was trying to look in my calendar.
I was going to say,
because usually it
3/31.
Thanks, Corey. I was really sucking at being a millennial or whatever generation I'm in.
We were close.
3/31.
So
that would be the weekend before.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy couple of weeks.
Get your Easter egg hunting done quick.
At least you'll have Easter baskets at home to help tide you over.
Easter egg hunt the night of with glowing eggs.
That is a party.
We're rolling. Thank you so much. Anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns, gripes, complaints? Do you have anything else you want to add before you get out of here?
I don't think so. Thanks for having me. I'm sure there are going to be other people that reach out that want to talk to you about it too. Hopefully.
I'll direct them your way.
Hopefully. No. Other people that want to come on here and share
not a problem.
Share some stuff.
You know that.
Yeah.
If you have another meeting open to the public where you're going to go over the information that you gave on the slide sheets.
Sure.
It's a lot of similar information you talked about tonight. But it's still good too. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. God bless you too. It's still good to keep informed.
Yep, for sure. And that is available.
Yes.
Online. That is available virtually if you would like to watch that detailed presentation.
That's right. It was video.
Yep. It is on the Chamber of Commerce website and their Facebook page. So you can go watch it live.
You can hear me make the statement too on that. Did they film that part too?
I would imagine. I think the entire thing, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Abby. Thank you so much as always.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Thanks, Rithel. Please keep the update. I will certainly do that. We've got something planned, Monty. Just hang in there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow night. What is tomorrow night? Thursday. The boys will be back in studio to preview NFL and college. Friday night, Corey and I will be in the bleachers at the Bloomington South Martinsville game. It's going to be interesting. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like I missed some.
I know. You don't tune in anymore. We need to discuss that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I've been planning a solar eclipse.
That is no excuse.
It's been busy.
You have been a busy lady. Yes, you have. So
big year. It's been a big year.
Been a big couple years, clearly, since COVID for you.
Yes.
All right, we got to jump. Love you guys. Thanks always, Abby.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon.